On August 24th, Glenn Beck hosted a rally called Restoring Courage in Jerusalem's Davidson Archaeological Park. Located right next to the Temple Mount, this rally brought together over 1,500 people, a unique mix of Jews and Christians, Americans and Israelis, Hollywood stars and political candidates. Maybe most impressively, it's also the first event in history to include Mormon musicians, the Muslim call to prayer, and Fiddler on the Roof. Speakers included the mayor of Jerusalem and the dean of Liberty University Law School. After the presentation of Restoring Courage Awards, Beck delivered the keynote address, where he revealed his plans to create a global movement dedicated to defending human rights and based on 10 principles.
These declarations of responsibility and a few more are currently being posted online at glennbeck.com.
Carrying on the fine tradition of such famous Israeli speakers as the prophets Isaiah and Jeremiah, Beck warned the crowd about future catastrophe.
Evil is counting on us to do nothing.
And he proposed a pathway to safety.
If we follow him, God will lead us.
Unsurprisingly, a wide variety of motivations inspired this group to congregate for this rally.
So, what brought you here today?
I just felt the need to support Israel. I don't feel like our president's doing it.
It's very important when we see the amount of hatred, the number of enemies that are against Israel. When we have such committed friends, we should stand together with them.
We are wanting to network with each other and find the other friends of Israel so that we can take a stand with the Israeli government.
It's very moving to me to hear Glenn, because when he talks about the Holocaust, I mean, that could have been averted. People didn't stand up.
These international councils, these panels of so-called diplomats, condemn Israel not because they actually believe that Israel needs to be corrected. They do so because it's convenient.
What does it mean to you to be a friend of Israel? Who is a friend of Israel?
You share a vision of the shared destiny of the United States and Israel, of the need for the military alliance.
Friend of Israel is everything. Friend of Israel is supporting Israel financially.
To love them no matter what, and help them in any way that we can, because if Israel goes, we go too.
If they understand that only Jews can keep Jerusalem safe for all religions, if they believe that, they're more than welcome to support us and to be here and even to live here.
For me, the friend of Israel is someone who would put the security of the Jewish people above anything else.
To me, to be a friend of Israel is to stand for Israel's continued existence. If they continue to give back land like they did in Gaza, they're going to get more of what they got in Gaza.
To overcome fear, we just need one thing: courage.
What does courage mean to you?
Courage is a willingness to speak out about what you believe. And if you really believe in the right of Jews to live in the land of Israel, you should speak out.
Politically correct doesn't go together with courage. Politically correct is very far from courage.
I think that courage is just seeing properly, and then following your convictions. Once you have convictions, you can't sit down.
I believe that courage is born out of love. And if we truly love the Jewish people and love this land, we're going to want the best for it, and we'll be willing to go to the death for it.
Ruth was a widow. David was a little boy. Joseph was in prison, and Lazarus was dead. What's your excuse?
Who is somebody that you think of who also has courage, and who's somebody who you think of who doesn't have courage?
I think Pastor John Hagee in San Antonio, Texas has courage. He's drawn together 750,000 Christians who love Israel and are willing to take action.
I hate to call them settlements because they're not settlements. It's people who live in Samaria and Judea. You'll see the essence of courage.
Besides Jesus? Jesus definitely had courage.
The government needs to be stronger, not afraid to act against Gaza, against Hamas, against terrorists.
And I hope Benjamin Netanyahu stands fast on that, not to go back to the 1967 borders.
I think actually many people, when they get married, they have courage.
In Israel, there is more courage in one small square mile than in all of Europe.